Welcome to my latest market vlog. Today's video is from the 4th of October, which was last weekend, and I did the Hill and Ridge Community Market in Red Hill. Now, I had basically given up on this market. There was a lot of dramas last year. The previous people who ran Red Hill Market, which is Craft Markets Australia, lost their tender to run a market at the Red Hill Reserve. I won't go into that, but I was not sad to hear that because I'm just not a fan of that company. We won't go into why, but yeah. So a local grassroots organisation won the tender, which was I think the Red Hill Agricultural Society, who also run the Red Hill Show. So it was actually amazing, as far as I'm concerned, that a really grassroots local organisation who wouldn't gatekeep the property, fresh energy. The previous people who ran it went all out to try and trick the community into thinking there was no more market at Red Hill. So it was a big rigmarole. Anyway, I really wanted to support the new organisers because I think they're amazing. So I did October, I went inside, so you can be outdoors at that market or you can be in one of the big sheds because obviously they have the local agricultural show there as well. There's the big sheds and I don't like putting up a marquee. So I was like, I'm going to go inside. It's going to be awesome. Don't have to set up a marquee. The first one, I think I sold $110 and it cost $100. That was October. I did November, which was Cup Weekend. There was a huge crowd, so I couldn't use the excuse that it was just people weren't sure if the market was still on. There was a big crowd. And I literally sold less than it cost me. I sold $84. So I was like, that's it. This market is just not for me. Maybe some markets just aren't the right fit for your products. I would have thought Red Hill was, but I gave up. I was like, I'm not doing that one again. It's not the right fit. I don't do markets, the same market months and months and months, making excuses for why it was a bad market, hoping it's going to turn into a good one. I've realized if your products don't fit after two markets, you're probably not going to fit that market with those products. However, a lot of people who do the market during the start of this year were like, you've got to do outside. Try it again and be outside instead of in the shed. So I bit the bullet because I've been doing these market vlogs on YouTube. I thought may as well give it a go. Even if it's a crap market, I'll have a YouTube vlog and be able to share my experience with you guys. I ended up being pleasantly surprised with this market. And I will tell you all the numbers at the end of the vlog, if I made money, if I think it's a good market, being outdoors, and if I'll do it again. So we're starting at the studio. I felt like I had so much stuff to pack into my car for this market. I think because I had some art prints. Good morning. It's market day. It is currently 6:50. I wanted to be there at 6:30, but I could not get up this morning. I had a terrible sleep. So I literally hit the snooze button, I reckon, about 5 times because I had it set for 5:30. Anyway, it's only 10 minutes down the road, so I'll still get there by 7, which is a full 2 hours to set up, which I really feel like I need these days. I had planned to swap back to my 3x3 marquee, but I didn't have a chance to check the marquee roof that got quite muddy that last market I did, and it's sort of been sitting there ever since. So I didn't want to use that one just in case it's awful. So we're sticking with the 2.4 meter marquee today, but I've bought all 3 sizes of my tables. So I'm just going to see if I can make the most of the space and have as much space so it's not so cluttered, a small space like it was last time. And I shouldn't need walls today because it's looking like it's going to be a nice day. So let's get to Red Hill and set up. 8:43. I'm nearly ready, but I'm just going to duck to the toilet quickly because I also need to grab some food. I'm starving, and I've just got to hang my colouring in poster display, and then I'm ready. My neighbours. I think I'm happy with the stall. It's less busy than it was last market, and I've got some art prints. Just got to put my colouring in posters. It's 9 o'clock because I haven't eaten. Had to get breakfast. Satay, sticks and rice, yum. 40 minutes in, I'm up to 47. Need $125 to cover the stall cost. I just have to show my very fancy keyring display. We've got wind coming from behind the stall, so good old masking tape saves the day. Always, always, always have masking tape at your market stall. So this is the situation here. So much space. And that's my little, where all my bags are, so I can just pack. And we've got extra stock under here. I popped in to visit my stall neighbours. Do you do Amy Plains as well?
Yeah, I do.
Ah, yep, I've seen you there before. I think my daughter's bought some books off you.
Oh,
Little midday update. We're up to 273 in sales, which is not bad. Not bad. Much better than last year when I did this market inside the pavilions. We're doing much better, and we've got 2 hours to go. It started at 9, so we're 3 hours in. I really wanted to get a giant spring roll for lunch, but the queue's massive and I can't go line up, so I'm either going to cave in and get pizza instead because that line's really small, or I'm just going to wait for as long as I can and see if it dies down. News, my friends just came past and they're getting a giant spring roll, so I've given them money to get me one too. It's all happening here. Got the guys doing the songs, the music, which is very nice. This is the little food area. There's more food stalls around as well, but this is the main. Currently trying to get some work done for my other business, Wilma, DIY Marketing, which if you want to check out, if you're a small business owner who wants some help getting on top of your marketing, I'll leave a link in the description below. Do you want to be on my YouTube video?
No, not really.
Like this? Do you want to do a wave?
oh, do you want me to do
Donuts. Do you want one? It's 2:47. I've almost packed up. I think I've come to terms with the fact now that because I do ceramics, I just need to accept that it's going to take ages to pack up. Instead of rushing around like a frantic goose, trying to get it done really quick and then putting stuff in the wrong place and then it takes even longer, I'm just taking my time and I'm pretty much nearly done except for the marquee and tables. Here we go. The problem is you can't put the other stuff in until you've got the tables in, and then I've got to get the marquee in, and it's quite a muddy floor. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing this random glove, it's because I get like really bad dermatitis on my hand that turns into like paper cut vibes, and then I don't want to bleed or put that on. Okay, it's 3 o'clock on the dot, so that should be 1 hour to pack up with a little bit of chit chat mixed in there. I'm so hot, the car is boiling. Okay, so that was that. Great day, amazing weather, a little bit of wind, but apart from that, it was good. I've just remembered I need to take clamps tomorrow for that keychain stand. I've got them right over there. Okay, so total sales, $384, which I'm happy with that. I generally have now a benchmark that I want to be making at least $500 at a market, especially if it's costing sort of $100 to $125, which this market costs $125. But $384, it's still worth getting out of bed for me. I have a good profit margin on my product, so that's still a decent day. Not incredible, but decent. First time back, testing what it was like outside. I'm happy with that. So total sales was $384, and I sold a real mix of stuff. A lot of stickers, a lot of cards, still some little vases and ceramics. So it was a good day. Expenses, $125 for the stall. I bought breakfast there because I was starving. I didn't eat beforehand. So that was satay sticks, and the rice cost $12. I got a coffee, which was $6, so that's $18. And then I did get the giant spring roll for lunch, as you saw. Thanks, Dan and Kelly. That was how much was that? I don't even know. No, $11. So that's, what are we up to? 29. And a bottle of water, which was $5, I think. So I spent $34, which is a lot more than I would like to be spending on food. So that's, you know, like $220 profit, not including cost of materials and my time and all that stuff. As I've said before in previous vlogs, when I'm doing these vlogs, I'm not going to sit down and work out cost of every single product. That would probably end up being a really sad day. Anyway, so it's Friday night now. I'm prepping for tomorrow. I've got 2 markets this weekend. I've got the Lost Woods in Emerald, and then I've got Hampton East on Sunday, which is a market I have not done before. So I've just DoorDashed some groceries from Coles because I thought, even though it's more expensive to DoorDash than going, so tired already, I'm going to prep my food for tomorrow and have snacks and stuff so I don't go and spend all my money on food. So thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I will see you in the next one.